What's the conversation? How much we're talking about right now? How much money would you take to take a punch, full speed punch from Mike Tyson, unguarded in his prime?
Wouldn't happen.
Nobody?
Wouldn't happen.
I don't think. I mean, what if you're like?
My argument is you'd be dead instantly.
So let's say I talk funny for a little while, but my family's set for life.
Talk funny. Let's talk about how you're not here for a little while.
It wouldn't kill you, dude.
Instantly dead.
For life, yeah.
That
Oh,
can't
Manny
hurt that.
Pacquiao. I'd do
He's
Manny
small.
Pacquiao for 50K.
Yeah. He's tiny. He would
Andy
miss
Scholes,
my-
guys.
That much force behind
He missed
him.
my face.
Hey Manny, right now we're sending this out to you. 50K. You get to punch this guy in the hard as you can in the face.
Well, no. I mean, I wouldn't really do it.
Every day looking for a way out, I can't find my way now. I just need you by my side. Lately, I've been thinking, baby, we could get away and never look back, never look back, never look back, no, never look back, never look back, no.
Just pulling in here home from the gym and just left a great conversation I was having with a client where we were talking about this thing we run into a lot, right? Like our tasks and our lists and our schedule every day and how hard it is to prioritize and find time for things like working out. And man, we had a great time bouncing kind of like what our lives look like off each other and all the things we both had to do every day. We came up with some really cool like thoughts and conclusions. Thought I would share that with y'all. So let's dive in. Now, every one of us wake up and we're given the same 24 units every day. We call those units hours, and we all prioritize how we choose to spend those hours. Now, we all choose to spend those hours by dividing them up into lists of tasks that we're going to accomplish every day. And those usually fall into two categories. On one side, you have things that are optional. These are things like going out and playing golf with your buddies or spending some time at home catching up on your favorite Netflix series. Most of us don't need any help with that side. We understand that if we run out of time in any given day, then those optional things just don't happen. On the other side is this increasingly long list of things that incorporate most things of our day, and those are things that are not optional, things that are mandatory that we have to complete. For a lot of us, the first thing on that list might be work, and this isn't something that is usually optional, not something you're just going to go out and quit your job. And for a lot of us, work actually has a lot of subcategories that could be made up of a commute where it takes time to actually drive to work. And then when you get to work, there's other things that are part of your job that might not be actually accomplishing your work, things like sending out long emails or sitting on conference calls. But then after work, there's a bunch of other things. There's things like laundry, and then we got to cook dinner, and then, well, you get the point. Now, the interesting thing is that there lives another category of things in our lives that often get treated as optional, but if we were asked to our face, we would never say are optional. In fact, we would most often say that these are the most important things to us. These might include things like your marriage, spending quality time with your spouse or going out on that hard-to-get date, your social life, simply going out and hanging out with friends or just doing something for fun. There's quality time with your children. Here, I don't mean homework or other tasks like that. I mean actually spending quality time getting to know them, understanding their heart, and nurturing that relationship. And then lastly, there's that all-important me time. And here I know what you're thinking. As a gym owner, he's probably going to say this is where working out comes in. And you're right, health and fitness do absolutely fall into this category, but there's many other things this could include. This could include time for meditation or developing yourself spiritually. This could be time to relax or maybe read one of your favorite books. This is the time that you focus on yourself and making yourself better. Now, whether we realize it or not, we will all prioritize these. Sometimes these come in chronological order. For instance, the first thing I must do today is wake up, but then I must get my breakfast ready, then I must take a shower and head out the door to work. But other times we will prioritize them by the amount of focus and amount of attention we put on them. And our attention is the most powerful tool we have. Now, we all every single day give more attention and more priority to some things and less attention and less priority to other things. And I'm not here at all to tell you what the right order for you and your life is. But what I am here to say is this: the things that we consistently have at the beginning of this list will always be the things that we consistently do the best. It will be the things that are winning. And the things that we consistently find at the end of this list will undeniably be the things that we have to be all right with being the worst at or losing. this ought to be a fun day. We are going to try to switch out the beepers on some clocks. Sometimes we have multiple workouts going on at the same time, thus the need for multiple clocks. So at Synergy here, we have 3 clocks, if you can see. Here, there's 1. It's a little tripod clock we can move around. Up here is 2. And then the main one we have at the front of the gym, there's the main class clock we have. So this road clock that was up at the front of the gym is now back here on this little movable portable tripod. Used to sound great. It sounds like this if you start the clock. This is the sound we would want the clock to make. Go. That means it's time for the workout to start. A nice loud audible beep. The problem with this clock is this. This is how this clock sounds when it counts down. Doesn't seem so bad, right? But just wait. So if we're in the back of the gym getting ready to start a workout and the music's rolling and it counts down, nothing. Can't hear it at all. Now here's the thing, that might seem like a picky little complaint, you know, the clock beat not being loud enough, but we have a little rule here at Synergy where we like to say that if we can make something better, then we're gonna do that. Rogue, here's my thing. You're known to make the biggest and best things, but in this case, bigger is not always better. You know what is always better? Better. Better is always better. And that clock beep is not better. That clock beep, in fact, sucks. So today's mission is going to be to try and attempt to take the sound making device out of this clock and install it in that clock up there instead. We're going to switch them somehow without messing up both clocks and rendering them both pretty much useless. Bad news. Somehow in the deconstruction of this thing, this is the sound element. Somehow in taking it apart, it's just totally trashed. It's disappointing. One would think this means that the mission is over and all is lost. But maybe not. Let's see what we can do. Okay, questions and answers. This is a little thing where we take questions and answers we receive from the community related to health, fitness, nutrition, that sort of thing, and we answer them. So here are the questions we received this week. Will, what is your opinion and thoughts regarding the changes CrossFit has made to this year's Open and the CrossFit Games season? Well, my basic thoughts are that if I had a segment of my business that I didn't really care about and was losing money all the time, I would probably make some changes too. Oh, this is nice, a nutrition related question. I am doing this year's Open and I have 19.1 coming up Friday. What changes, if any, would you make to your diet in preparation for this workout? Let me answer your question by first rephrasing your question. I have to work out for a grand total of 15 minutes one day this week. How should I change my diet? Does that help?